What, in your opinion, should be done to reduce crime rate in our country, India? A. Ban violence and crime in movies and Netflixes. B. Strict law and order to be governed by Indian Army. C. Capital punishment for criminals like in Middle East countries. I would repeat my topic. What, in your opinion, is the best way to reduce crime rate in our country, India? A. Ban violence and crime in movies and OTT. B. Strict enforcement of law and order to be managed by Indian Army. C. Capital punishment for criminals. Please start.
Gentlemen, I would like to go with the point number 3, imposing capital restrictions on these actions. Because at the end of the day, whenever it's the capital laws that everyone thinks of.
Gentlemen, I would like to go with option A, that is banning crime scenes from the OTT and Netflixes, because I think they somewhere represent our society, but it should be a better way that it should convey a good message to the society, and society should inspire such movies.
Very well said, test number 8. But there are still websites running on the internet that are promoting.
So therefore, I am saying they should be banned.
Good point, chess number 6, but I also agree with chess number 8 that we should ban violence and crimes in movies, because youth of our nation is highly influenced by these movies, and we have seen in the recent years that there has been a high amount of violence shown in the movies or series that are available on OTT platforms.
Very well said by chess number 1. So we can see the idea of crime was coming in the mind of the youth by seeing those OTT series, and also like we can also see that the criminal and terrorists also see and the series and all those, and also
well, situation number 7, but I will go through the point B, which is the strict rules made by the government and controlled by the Indian Army too. It has been controlled by the police police force of
Very
this
well
area,
said, chess number 2.
Very well said, number 2. But I would like to go.
impose capital restrictions. There will be
Gentlemen,
Very well
I would
said,
like to
Mr. As you talking about capital punishment for the criminals who commit crime. If we talk about the punishments in nowadays, there are many crimes which they get
I
not
would
get
like to address
Very well
some
said,
proper
India-
India is a civilized society and a democracy. We cannot impose army or cannot give a capital punishment. Therefore, we should strictly ban.
Gentlemen, we cannot give capital punishment to the
But we cannot also enforce army to check.
Delhi, which was once considered most notorious area of the India, is now
capital punishment can increase the fear of people in their
and
Well
that
said,
will-
Jack.
I would like to
eventually
go with
lead to
option
a
B.
strict
strict
rule
punishment
follow
for the
Gentlemen,
strict
so I am
rules
saying
by the
that there
government,
should be a
because
strict rule.
there is
It
already
should be
written on
maintained
the
by the
disclaimer
police
of the
and
movies
Indian
or
Army too.
OTT series, web series, don't use alcohol and don't use smoke. Don't consume smoke.
and
But still,
besides
Very
people
well
are
said,
doing
chess
it.
number 3.
But it's not a matter.
I would like to
think about
not a matter
to
to
be
be
appoint
bad
army to
things
check
from
into
it.
the
I would
matter.
like to
for
emphasize
entertainment
that
are not
there
able
should be
to
army
take
to
care of that much of citizens.
because this more and more influence are not our youngsters but also
It is
teenagers.
just for an
I would
entertainment
like to
purpose.
go with
My
Netflix.
point is
Who said that we
On
should
the
not
OTT
impose
platform, it's
strict
when it shows that the crime rate was high and
There is only
we cannot
there
let
are
army
only
interfere in this matters
our
because
country
army
to
is very
get this
reputed
type of
organization.
things.
It
But if
should
they are
not
allowing
enter
this
in
type
such
of
matters.
thing, it
If
means
you
that they are
enter
okay
here,
with us.
what the work they will do on the border.
Very well said.
They will do on the border.
That's
but
right.
simultaneously they can work
Very
with
well
the
said,
police
chess
to,
number 2.
Good
But
point,
there
chess
are
number 2, but I
many
believe
workforce
army has a lot
or
of
they have already.
responsibilities regarding the border disputes as well, and we cannot burden them with one
Very well said, chess
responsibility.
number 1.
Army maintains the border security and protect the country, but it can also.
I would like to go with chess number 1,
strict
who
rules in the
is
country
right in
that
this field.
army
But
is respected,
I believe if we are going to impose capital punishment,
But-
we are eventually
but
we are
as-
restricting. We are
Chess number 6, as you have given the
we are-
example of Middle East countries,
yes.
but the Middle East countries are not democratic. we are a democratic country. We cannot follow their rules as they are following.
I
But
agree
the
with chess
crime
number
rate
8,
due
and
to
we
that is
also,
reducing
give
there.
importance to the human rights.
But still they are not
Very
a
well
democratic
said by
country.
chess number
But
8. In that
argument
also,
is the crime
I want to
rate.
give an
Argument
example
is not-
that the OTT movies and the movies we see like Animal, KGF, that is creating the behavior like violence behavior in the youth and
Well,
also
yes, yes,
creating
yes,
the
yes,
crime
yes,
rate
But there are many
in
OTT
the
platforms
environment
and
and
Netflix movies which show the ground level reality and aware people
I
about the
think
many
ground level-
I agree with
I
chess
agree
number
with
eight.
that
movie and OTT and Netflix are just for entertainment purpose, so we have to take it as entertainment.
Good point, chess number 3. But we have seen that movies like this glorify such activities, and
Very
a
well
lot
said,
of,
chess number 1.
large population of our country, it does get influenced.
Well
by
said,
these
chess number 1.
actors
But
who consider
in
them
fact,
as
if we ban websites like Netflix and to
we are not
We are not
asking
saying
to
ban
but
it.
we are
We are
reducing the
saying to ban
violence
such
and crime
violence
shown in film.
but
and
the
crime
option
scenes.
given was to ban the OTT.
Before
We
the
are-
Netflix,
no.
before the Netflix and Bollywood had come to India, people are still committing crime.
Gentlemen,
But it
Netflix
has
and
drastically
OTT
increased,
platform are
and
also-
people are getting.
People are. It is not increasing.
It is
It is
influencing
because
the
of we had
psychological-
social
it
media
is
in our
in,
in modern day. We just came to know that
Gentlemen, the
that
OTT
committing
in the
society.
recent,
the OTT
recent
platform
era
like,
when the
Amazon
Bollywood
and
was not
Netflix
making such a
also
violence
creates
movie
employment
in the we have
And so we
technology
can't-
and
so
in
we
the
can't
in the
as
current era
from the people
we-
directly by
As
ban
the
we have
more
seen in
more
the
violence
series
violence movies are
Mirzapur,
coming.
how the patriarchal it has shown, and also
Gentlemen, I
the
have
violence
Do you
in
don't
it.
think that
Gentlemen,
we don't
I have
also
some
we
examples
enjoy
of
that
admire
series?
Yes, exactly. That's the problem. We admire the series and we eventually
Because
adapt
it
it
is
in our
just for
life.
entertainment
No,
purpose.
we adapt it eventually in a subconscious mind. It
Gentlemen,
has
but
changed the
these things can
psychological
be,
thinking
but
of the
these things
humans.
can eventually be reduced if we are
This
going
can
to
be
impose.
reduced. This can be reduced by the implying
This-
the strict
Ah,
rules by the
but
government.
But
But if we are going to
I
impose the
agree
capital
with
far
punishment,
away.
if we are going to impose the capital
If we have to
punishment,
understand
we are
one thing,
eventually leading to a strict law
Just number
imposing.
6,
Because if we cannot collect we cannot impose a capital punishment without keeping a strict law. In
I would
fact,
like
we
to
saw-
emphasize
in fact,
on a
we
point
saw
that
in the Motor
these
Vehicle
are
Act,
very
Just
far
number
away.
well said, my friend. That was I am also saying. We have to put a
Gentlemen,
strict
I have
law
an
by the
example
government.
like-
So what do you mean by imposing strict laws? What are you going to do with
My
I
friend,
would-
I have
I would
an
like to
example
say-
on the
I
strict
would
law.
like to
my personal
Gentlemen,
opinion.
I have
It is
example
not my
on the
personal
strict rule
opinion
that we have faced
give a strict law.
Nirvya
It is
rape
a-
case
it is-
and
we have
the
community
justice
from
was
government. They
after
will
8 and
they will
9
take
years
some further
later.
step
I
about
think-
it.
If
So
there
what
should be
can
a
we do
strict
for
rule,
this?
then
Can you
this
please
will be
emphasize
happen,
on that?
this will be happen on the
I
time
would
and the
like to
people's
draw
will-
attention of the group here that if we can do work on the root cause of these things, we don't need any capital punishment or any strict laws.
Gentlemen, how can you say
I
that?
think
But we
the
cannot
basic
start-
the priority of this crime rate has been increased in India is because
Gentlemen,
of this.
But eventually we
Gentlemen,
cannot
OTT
ban all the
platform
things.
also
Like
has
there are
very
many
basic
foreign
Very well
websites.
said, chess number
But
seven, but
very many
we
foreign
have to consider this
websites.
that criminal will commit crime. Either it is from movie or from a particular group or anti-social group.
I agree
He
with
will commit, he or she will commit crime.
They will commit crime, but it should not be influenced by something. As we have seen in the movie Animal, we have seen a word of alpha male have come into society,
Gentlemen,
and it has.
Gentlemen,
It is not just about the
even
movie.
if-
We have the influencer like Andrew Tate. He's also he called himself as an alpha male.
Very
People
well.
are
Gentlemen,
people
there
are
are
also
a lot of
influenced by him.
men-
He's not a part of movie, Netflix and web series.
Gentlemen,
From
we
this
are-
I
and
anti-social
about
elements
the
should be
OTT
banned.
platform.
But
This
chess number
anti-social
8, we
elements
need
should
to
be
understand.
banned.
Chess number 8, please draw attention here. We need to understand, even though we are going to ban these movies, even though we are not going to show these violence in these movies, there are still websites
Gentlemen,
that are posting war videos, like we saw in the Manipur case over there, where video was posted on YouTube only, which is age restricted. Then how are we going to conquer these situations?
Well said, chess
How
number
are
06.
we-
They are also
we can-
there are also a good movies and web
what
series
we
which
are
show a lot
showing
of
to
good
the public.
content.
But
Very well
but
said.
still
There
there
are
are
a
lot
lot
If
of
we talk
but
lot
there
of
are
violence
movies-
content on the OTT.
The
Right,
vulgar
they are-
content on
I
the
also
OTT has been increasing.
We also
by
can
year
take
by
an
year.
example
So
when
we have
the
to consider
animal
this
was
and we
released
should
with
stop such things.
the film that is Sam Bahadur, but the public are more
into animal movie.
inclined toward the animal movie, and the Sam
Very
Bahadur
well
movie
said, just
do
number
not
seven.
Gentlemen,
cover the
people also-
enough
even
of
if-
their budget.
even if we are
So we
going
can
to ban
see the
also-
mindset of
even
the
if we are going to
people
ban
are.
violence,
It is
It's
not
not
about the
about
mindset of the, but it is about the actor who act in his, who act.
It
who
is
has
about
played
the
But
acting
there is
in
a
that
balance
movie.
in that movie.
Gentlemen, OTT
The bad
platform
words
like
are
Netflix
used in
and
that
Amazon
movie.
also act
Did you
as
see
an
that movie,
employer of the
gentlemen?
many people.
No.
So how can we
No.
see as the
Very good.
employment of the many people from them?
Very well said, just number 2. But But I want to add that the youth are very much influenced by seeing the OTT platforms and
Very
the
well
movies.
said, Sister Manai.
For instance, I will add for instance, there was a 5-year-old boy who watched who was a crime scene of shooting a criminal in the movie, and he started playing with his brother and accidentally he shot his brother. So they,
But that
This
was
is
an
an insight.
accident.
How
That
he
was
can
an
get
This
the
is
gun?
very inside
But
policy
we need to
of
understand-
SSB
Get the gun.
Therefore, we should ban on such scenes in the OTT.
Sorry, bhai.
Very well said, test number 8. But as we see in the movies, they not only see criminal activities in movies like you are
Gentlemen, the movie
taking
like
the example
the
of
movie
Animal
like
and
Kerala Story,
other
which was
movies. But
released on
if
OTT
we talk
platform,
about
that
like
aware
Pan
people
Singh
about
Tomar
the cases
and
which
other
are-
movies
which are held
in the
Supreme
Which is
Court.
Naxalite
real life
activities
cases
are
which already
are
done.
done.
What
They
will
already
you
done.
say in that
Justice
activity?
Anti-social
Well
society.
said, Chess number
But
18, and I
this
would like to
created
draw
awareness.
attention with the
This
example.
does not create
So,
change
I
the
would like to
psychology
give
of
an
the people.
example.
We are
Please
talking
do it.
about the
Gentlemen,
Pay
so
attention
how
here.
can we
I would
ban
like to
the
give an
OTT
example.
platform?
When we were young
I
child,
just
when
want
we
to
were
say
young-
that if even my friend,
Gentlemen,
that even
as
if
customer rate has
the movie
agreed to our
contains
faith
some
that-
vulgar content, we have to take a lesson from that movie that we do not have to be like that people.
Well said,
But
why
why
do
we are going to
we
we are
that
going to
movie?
We
we
have
are going
already
to
educated.
impose
We
our-
should
So
not.
it is a
Why we
so it's
have
a
So
mistake
as you
of-
say
Why
that
we have
if
to
we
watch
see a
that
vulgar
movie?
scene that we should take a
lesson from it. Yes,
action,
I'm
then
saying
we
it.
have we don't want to be like
You
them.
said that we need to watch that movie and we do not get lesson from
First
it.
of all, we have don't watch it.
I think
If
every
we have
movie-
individual interest to watch that movie, we have to take a lesson and only consider good things.
Test number
It
3.
is considered a positive mindset.
I would
why
like to
the
say,
why
I would
the
like to
criminal
say
activities
every
are
movie has a psychological impact on our brain,
not
and
all
somewhere
people
in the
work
subconscious
same
mind.
way.
So we should consider it, and we should ban such scenes from the OTT and Netflix.
We have already have censor board to we have already censor board of
Therefore,
India
we need
to ban
well
this.
said, well
If
said,
the
Chess
censor,
number 3.
if the censor, my friend, let me speak.
Yes,
If the
go.
censor board has passed this scene, it means that it is already cleared.
But what are we doing? What will be the action when these censor boards are going to be
Gentlemen, the
corrupted?
topic was
How
about
are you going to
Gentlemen,
correct
the
them?
censor board
ban. It's the
do not
financial
have
ban
rights
of
on the
the
OTT. We have to increase the rights on the OTT, so such scene get banned in the future.
Gentlemen,
I am emphasizing on that.
But
Gentlemen,
the question is, how are you going to impose it? How are you going to implement this situation?
Gentlemen, the topic was about
We are if
OTT
we are not going to
is a
punish
being
them.
industry. It is not possible to ban this scene.
It is very possible if we increase the power of the censor board. It can be possible.
Gentlemen, the topic was
Not
about
banning
banning
is
the OTT
possible, but
platform,
restriction
not
and
about the
regulation
scenes,
is
not
possible.
banning.
Banning the OTT platforms, it was about banning
Banning
the
the
violence
scenes.
and crime scenes that were shown in the movie. And if we
But
talking
it is
about the
necessary to
censor
aware
board,
the people about the
then
crime scene also.
if we
it is
talking
necessary to
about
aware the people
censor
about
board,
Ideas about the crime, how can they commit after this?
It is just for the
Gentlemen,
entertainment purpose, my friend.
if people had got that idea
Gentlemen,
of
if we
crime,
impose
there would be
strict
no
rules,
there are no movies made on murder and keeping bodies in fridge. So
Gentlemen,
how are
if
you
we
going to
impose
explain
the strict
this?
rules, that will also
There are no
that
movies
will
that
also-
They are also very
that show this.
They are also
can
they are
be
also
done in a
account of
subtle way,
crime
and a
novels.
good way.
There are also
This
crime
can
novels
be
which
done
tells
in a
about
very
the how
subtle and good way.
the
It does
criminal
not mean that we should
commit crime. There are
it very,
also many novels which tell
But
about
if
how a
we're talking
criminal.
about novels, then we have to purchase the novels, and OTT platforms
We
have a
also have
variety
to-
of
we also have to
of,
purchase subscription of
Well
OTT.
said, chess number one. Well said, chess number
series
one.
and movies
In
at
that
a cheaper price.
In that case, shouldn't we impose financial restrictions over these piracy sites? Like if a website is selling a pirated copies of movies and series like Telegram, the Telegram is facing.
I agree with
the
just number six.
Telegram
There
is
are
facing
many
court
indirect
issues
websites
right now.
which are showing this
I
crime.
think we are getting
server
deviated
vigilant.
from
Yes,
the
they
topic.
give them right to don't show any documents to any
Gentlemen,
government.
this was just an example that
But-
how these
but-
are creating from the indirect websites. So just not banning from the violence in the OTT platform. It is also about the banning things in the indirect platform which are being used by the
Very well said,
But
just number two.
if
But if we see that in movies they saw
But
a
if
criminal
we
committing
impose
crime
restriction
and
over it, then
he is
this
just
should be-
escaped from the law and he didn't get
But
punishment.
my friend, whatever
But if
movie I have
if
seen,
there was a
but
capital
friend,
punishment and
but
there
friend,
was
whatever movie I have seen in my life,
again the same
the
point. India is a
conclusion of the
democratic
criminal is
country.
always a bad. He will get a death
I would
penalty
like
or
to-
God
I would
forbid
like to
someone
draw
due to the way have
attention
been.
to
Get the
My
method
friend-
to how to do the matter. Due to the movies, the youth of the Indian society that get the how to do the matter. So I think that we still ban the inviolences movies in
I
our
agree
country.
Well
with
said,
Chess.
well
I
said,
would
well
like
said.
to
I
give
would
an
like to-
example
I
of the
would-
movie Drishyam where we saw a very well calculated murder in the movie. It was just for entertainment purposes and to create suspense among the audience, but the criminals do get ideas from
Ideas
these
from
movies.
very well said.
Yes,
Well said,
and
chess
it's
number
more
01.
impacting
I
on
had
the
example
youth
for
that
this
died
scene.
are between
Saying the murder has
10
done
and
in
18
Chhattisgarh
years.
Bhilai of the president of Shankaracharya College, but at the end he got dodged by the police.
we are saying
But
that
he
it can
got
be
the
reduced.
influence,
These things can be
he
reduced.
influenced.
No
But
one
listen, my
no
friend,
one should be getting
there
influenced from
there,
this thing.
there will be third part of this is coming, and we don't have the conclusion what will happen
Gentlemen,
in end. So to
gentlemen,
take an end of the movie, we had to learn from the lesson.
well said.
What will hand in the happen with the criminals?
Gentlemen, as just number one has mentioned the example of this, yeah, but if there are strict rules there, then they don't have to involve in this crime.
Well said, just number two.
If there are strict rules
But
there,
the question is still there that what are
but
we
the
going
strict
to
rules
implement?
cannot be
What are we
implemented by
going to
ROE
implement in
also.
those strict rules? What are we going to do that? What are we going to do to increase that strictness? The question is still
not
there.
under the democracy. We are democratic country, so capital
also
punishment
My
is
friend,
not-
chest number
Ministry
06,
coming into
we
our
have
health
Indian
punishment,
constitution. We have Indian chest number 06, we have Indian constitution, and by the member of parliament, there should be amendment. By their discussion, there will be amendment on some constitution, and
Gentlemen, there are strict rules in our constitution.
I believe in my
but
government, they
for
will
the
take some new way
implementation of
to
the
have a
there
strict
should be the
regulation for
police
criminals.
force and Indian
What
Army
would be
and
those?
police
What
force.
would
Before
be
applying
those?
I already said we have member of parliament, they
ban
have
the
Indian
violence scenes
constitution,
in
they
the
will take some good decision. I believe in my
that is
government.
shown in the movies and
And
the
then
web series
so what-
because the first thing is that impact on our mindset.
Gentlemen, what we can do with the indirect websites there?
Gentlemen,
They
I would
are
like to draw attention to an example.
From the
In
movie
childhood,
itself, then the websites also will not show that kind of violence, that kind
Very
of
well said, just number
crimes.
one.
So
As
it
she has
will not be
mentioned,
available
we
to
should
the public
ban such websites which are pirating, and also ban the scenes from the web series, so the society does not get influenced by it.
Very
Yes,
well said,
and there
just
are no
number
scenes
eight.
to
But
consume.
but
Because
but
the criminals are
if
getting
we
the
go back to
ideas,
2020,
different new
the
ideas
the porn
to
sites were already
commit
banned,
the
but
crimes.
these porn sites are still running. What are you going to do? What say do you have on this? Yes, they are running.
There are many
In
VPN.
fact-
There
in
are
fact-
many types of VPN which can run these types of sites.
Gentlemen, if
So
there
this
are
is not a
strict rules, then
basically
there will
solution
not
to
be
ban
any
this type of
adjustment
thing.
and
In my
even-
opinion, my friends, in my opinion, a strict law from the government is the main step, is the primary step to take a good
And
primary
even-
step to take against action against criminals.
And as Gentleman 03 said that there are many VPNs which are present and we can access and the locals have access to it. So there can be if there are not Indian movies that are promoting
Gentlemen,
violence.
there are
There
many
are
restrictions
some
on
There
the
are
very
no
ground
Western
level.
Western movies
movies
also.
also.
India, these scenes or the foreign web series
But
also,
we cannot
we should
control the
ban such
American.
scenes.
But we
Gentlemen,
cannot
they are
control the
banned
Western.
If they are
I
releasing in a
agree.
country, in
But
a
the
country, we
gentlemen
should have
have
a right
right.
that we should
My
ban such
friend,
scenes.
but the movie like
So
John.
that's what I'm
First
trying to
one.
explain you. That's why I'm trying to explain you that we cannot control the Western media.
But
We cannot
Indian
control the Western
population
entertainment.
mostly understands Hindi and they
Gentlemen,
consume
very well
Indian
said,
cinema
very
more
well
than
Well
the
said,
Western
Mr. One,
cinema.
but there are many discrimination on the ground level injustice meant. So if there will be a strict rule that all people get uniform punishment and uniform justice. So if it is maintained by the reputed personality, then it should be.
Gentlemen, as we all know that we cannot.
अब डिफेंस एग्जाम क्रैक करना हुआ और भी आसान। त्रिशूल डिफेंस एकेडमी लेकर आए हैं बिल्कुल ही एडवांस लर्निंग ऐप। तो आज ही ज्वाइन करें और स्टार्ट करें अपनी ऑनलाइन क्लासेस।